Well, hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. We are looking at a risk of severe weather tonight, mainly in this evening and going into the early morning hours here for you tonight. That is when we're looking at this risk of severe weather. Let me get this into motion. So here it is. We have a good bit of our areas in a level 1 marginal risk. That's what that green is there, has the lowest level of risk. But then there's our Mississippi counties in that level 2 slight risk here for this evening and going into the overnight hours. The threats are going to be obviously the damaging winds, heavy rain, typical with any severe, possible severe system moving on through. There's also going to be a risk of a brief tornado with all this too, so we're going to have to watch out for that. Here is that tornado risk. You can see most of our areas in that green, which is at 2%, but then our Mississippi counties are in that 5% possibility of tornadoes. I know those are small numbers, 2%, 5%, but it's not zero, and we're talking about tornadoes here, which is a significant thing, obviously, so we got to watch out for them. The main thing is not to be overly concerned, but just got to pay attention tonight. That's really what it amounts to. Make sure you have a way of getting warnings if you need them. Here's how things look on the radar for now. We have a number of showers out there. Those are off to the west. So we've had some light rain. We'll have some more light rain through the afternoon, but the heavier stuff won't happen until this evening. So let's get into that with the Futurecast. I'll go ahead and get this thing into motion. So picking up your kids from school today, no problem. Maybe a few light showers, but otherwise fine. Same deal from getting home from work. We should be okay around 4 and 5 o'clock this afternoon. Once we get to about 6, now we're starting to see those storms developing just off to the west of us here. Over into Biloxi, Gulfport, New Orleans. And that's what's going to work its way in around 7, 8 o'clock this evening. And here we are at 9 o'clock, and things are pretty active there. So once again, this is not a high-end threat today. This is a low-end threat. So we're not going to see widespread severe weather. What we're going to get is mainly just some rain with a few rumbles of thunder in isolated risk of one of those or a couple of those storms getting stronger to severe, and once again a very small end risk of tornadoes developing in any of this. So once again, the concern level shouldn't be very high here, but stay tuned to Fox 10 throughout the day into the evening. Have a way to get warnings. Our Fox 10 weather app is great for that. As we go through this evening, it should wrap up around 3 o'clock or so in the morning. Then things will start to improve after that. So the afternoon, like I said, no problems. If you got to get out there, pick up the kids from school, get yourself home from work, go to the grocery store, no problems. Should start picking up around 6, 7 o'clock this evening. That's when those we see there 5 p.m. 20%, 6 p.m. 60%. So there's the difference. So, get everything done and then just get home and cook dinner, get everybody settled in for the evening. We should be fine. Just like I said, have a way to get warnings. You can see by 9 o'clock, the rain chance up around 80%. So it's going to be mainly an evening event here tonight. Also out in the tropics, we are keeping a close eye on what's happening here. We could very well see something developing here before too long. This is what will likely become Sarah at some point. So yes, another named system is very likely here. It's going to stay stalled in the Western Caribbean for probably a couple of days, and then work its way into Belize or the Yucatan, and then into the Gulf by next week. And I think it gets picked up by a cold front midweek next week and dragged over towards southwest Florida. So it never gets here. I am not concerned about this getting here, but it could be quite the rainmaker for South Florida and West Florida by the middle of next week. And meanwhile, that front that grabs it and carries it along will bring us probably the chilliest air of the season. So, like I said, we don't have to worry about that system making it up to us. It'll be pushed off to southwest Florida. For us, here's your 7-day outlook. Let me get this up full screen so you can see this good. Once again, we have that alert tonight for those possible severe storms. Once again, not a high-end threat, but just enough of one to where you need to pay attention, so please do. Wraps up tomorrow morning. We have beautiful weather for the upcoming weekend. Looks absolutely fantastic as we head into the weekend and then even into next week. In fact, I want to go ahead and get up the 10-day because remember I told you The cold front comes through middle of next week. That will turn will likely be Sarah, towards southwest Florida. And look at the temperatures. The highs Thursday and Friday that following week are only in the 60s. So there's that cooler air that we've been waiting on and hoping for. It will be coming along next week. But once again, first we got to get through some possibility of severe weather here tonight. We have this risk once again from about 7 p.m. to about 3 a.m. tonight. Most of our area is in a level 1 risk zone, but parts of our area are in a level 2 zone in our Mississippi counties, Greene, George, and Jackson. So stay tuned to Fox 10 here throughout the day. We'll, of course, keep you updated. Also, download our Fox 10 weather app. You can receive alerts and warnings that way. It's always a good thing to have. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 10. We will be once again tracking this for you all the way through, so stay with us.